When a wife forgets her home. There was once a man named David, a simple, hard-working husband who believed that love was built, not found. When he married Lisa, he thought he had finally found the woman who would walk with him through everything, thick or thin. The early days of their marriage were filled with laughter, shared dreams, and long conversations about the future they wanted to build together. But soon after the wedding, things began to change. Lisa loved her husband, but her attention was never fully at home. Every small decision they made, from what groceries to buy to how they should decorate the living room, had to go through her mother first. If her siblings needed money, she would take it from their household budget without even telling David. Whenever her husband tried to talk about their plans, she would say, "You know I can't do anything without telling my mom first." David smiled at first. He thought, it's just how she was raised. But over time, that smile faded into silence. You see, when a man starts to feel like a visitor in his own home, something inside him begins to break. David started spending more time at work, coming home late, not because he had another woman, but because home no longer felt like home. The warmth was gone. Every conversation turned into a comparison. My brother does this for his wife. My mother said I should never let a man control me. My sister's husband earns more than you. Little by little, Lisa didn't realize she was pushing away the very man who once prayed for her. Marriage is not a competition between the families we came from. It is the foundation of a new one. When a woman marries, she is not asked to abandon her family, no. But she is called to build a new home, with her husband as the head and her children as the heart. When her loyalty stays with her siblings and parents more than with her husband, she divides her own house. She unknowingly tells her man, "You don't matter." And that is how the heart of a man begins to die quietly. David began to feel like a stranger in his own marriage. He stopped sharing his dreams. He stopped smiling. He became quiet, respectful, but distant. He paid the bills, took care of responsibilities, but love had left the room. One evening, Lisa came home from visiting her mother, excited to share something she had been told. But David was packing his bag. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To find peace," he replied quietly. "I have been here all along, but you never saw me. I am tired of being the second man in my own marriage." Those words hit her harder than any shout ever could. For the first time, she realized that her husband had become invisible in her own life. Not because he stopped loving, but because she stopped noticing. My sisters, listen carefully. When you marry, you are not rejecting your parents or your siblings, but you are stepping into a new season. Your husband is now your partner, your covering, your priority. That doesn't mean you forget your family. It means you balance with wisdom. A man's dignity is like glass. Once cracked by neglect and comparison, it rarely returns the same. When you make your husband feel like a spare wheel, you destroy not just his confidence, but the peace of your own home. A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands, sometimes not with anger, but with misplaced loyalty. Your siblings have their own lives. Your mother has already lived hers. But your husband, he's the one building your future with you. Protect that. Nurture that. Marriage thrives when two people are on the same team, not when one is taking instructions from another bench. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself this. Have I made my husband feel seen? Have I honored the man who chose me above all others? Because a man who feels respected will cross oceans for his wife. But a man who feels ignored will quietly walk away, even if his body stays. Let love not just live in your words, but in your priorities. Because true marriage is not about where you came from. It's about what you're building together. Thank you for listening. If this message spoke to your heart, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more real talk and life lessons from T.Magaya.